Hi, welcome back to Cotton Creation. So today I am bringing you my vegan mushroom shrimp recipe because things just didn't work out with the last shrimp recipe that I had on here with the faux shrimp. So I had to figure out another way to get some shrimp out of real vegetables. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. But before we hop into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Let's hop into it. All right, so first things first, we need to do our vegan seafood broth. And so the way I create my broth is I add some garlic powder, a little bit of salt, and some seaweed. So I found this dry seaweed at my local Asian market, but when I am not able to get to my Asian market, I just get some seaweed sheets from my local grocery store. And I add all of that to some water and bring it to a boil. Now, to further enhance that seafood flavor, you can add some dulse flakes or some kelp or both. I've done both in the past as well. It just helps to amp it up. And then once you let that boil for about 20 to 30 minutes, you want to go ahead and strain it. And you want to go ahead and press all the seaweed so that you're getting all the broth out of it. And from there, you want to go ahead and allow it to cool. And you can also store this in the freezer. I usually put it in like ice cube trays and freeze it. And then I have my seafood broth ready to go whenever I need to use it. All right, so for our mushroom shrimp, I'm going to be using king oyster mushrooms today. I got mine from my local Asian market. I know a lot of times Whole Foods has them. Sometimes Trader Joe's has them. So, check out whatever store in your area that has king oyster mushrooms. And we're actually just going to be using the white part of the king oyster mushrooms. And we're going to be cutting these into discs that are about 1.5 inches thick. You want them kind of thick. And what I'm going to do is use a heart cookie cutter, and you want to press the center out. And then after that, what I'm going to do is take a knife and I'm going to cut it down the center of the heart so that the heart is divided into two, and that gives a similar shrimp kind of shape, if you will. And so you want to do this with all of your discs that you cut out, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now you may be wondering, well, what are we going to do with the inner heart? I'm just cutting that in half as well, and I'm going to still use those as my fried shrimp. They just won't look like, the typical shrimp shape, but they're still very edible. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this to the seafood broth. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, we did strain it and it's ready to go. But since I was making it all in one day, I went on ahead and added the mushrooms in with the seaweed and just, pulled those out. But on any given day that I did do this, it'll just already be strained and the seaweed won't be in there. So hopefully that doesn't confuse you. So next what we're going to do is do our dredge and batter. So here's the ingredients that I'm going to be using: some Old Bay, some garlic powder, some nori fukaki, some breadcrumbs, some flour, some vegan milk. I use almond milk on this particular day, and some cornstarch. So I'm just mixing together my cornstarch with my milk to thicken it up. And then I remember, I have some chickpea flour in the house, so let me go ahead and add a little bit of that as well. Chickpea flour makes a good egg substitute, but it's not necessary for this particular recipe. Now we want to go ahead and grab another bowl and put our panko breadcrumbs in there. Now you do want to season your breadcrumbs. I didn't show this on the video, but go ahead and add a little bit of garlic powder and some Old Bay to those as well. And then what we're going to do in our last bowl is we're going to season up the mushrooms. But before doing that, you want to pat them dry with some paper towels to get all the moisture out as much as you can. And then we're going to just go ahead and season those up with our Old Bay, garlic powder, some nori fukaki. If you don't have any nori fukaki, just crumble up some seaweed sheets and add those in there. And then what we're going to do is seal in those seasonings by coating them in some flour as well. And I also recommend seasoning the flour too. Didn't do that in this video, but I highly recommend you do that. And so what we're going to do is, after they've been coated in the flour, you want to go ahead and add it into your milk dredge, and then you want to go ahead and give it a coat of panko breadcrumbs. So you want to go ahead and repeat this process until all of your mushroom shrimp are fully coated. Now, to make it go a little bit quicker, you can actually put more than one piece in at a time. You don't have to do it just one at a time. So I'm going to show you real quick how I do when I do multiple pieces. So you want to go ahead and just put a bunch of them in your wet dredge, and then go ahead and give it a nice shake and toss in the breadcrumbs. And then you want to go ahead and press them down into the breadcrumbs so that they stick. And then this is what it should look like before we take it to our frying station. So what you want to do is go ahead and warm up some cooking oil. And once it's nice and hot, you can go ahead and drop in your mushroom shrimp and fry those until they're golden brown. And then go ahead and take them out and let them strain on some paper towel, so whatever excess oils on them will get absorbed by the paper towel. And here's the final product. These were so good and so delicious, and totally gave me the feel of eating fried shrimp. All right, so let me know if you are willing to try these king oyster mushrooms, also known as trumpet mushrooms, shrimp. They are amazing. Like, I cannot wait to do a few other things with these as like the base. I already have ideas for shrimp po' boys with these would be perfect. And then, dang, I have honey walnut shrimp, like the kind at Panda Express. So anywho, I have a couple different ideas, but nonetheless, get into these king oyster mushroom shrimp. They are amazing, and they really do have a great texture and a great taste. And because we did that seafood broth and we put some nori fukaki in there, it's like really giving that, you know, shrimp flavor. But anywho, let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. And if you like this video, you know what to do. Give your girl a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching.